Hello, let's join Fred Kuhn in another problem-solving interview.
Welcome, everybody. Today our topic is working with recruiters. Help me help you. Our guest who's going to talk about this with us is Andrew Ko, who is an executive recruiter, executive career coach, a global career development facilitator, and co-author of the latest book, Leveraging LinkedIn for Job Search Success 2018. Andrew, welcome to the show.
Good morning.
So recruiters have a really important role in American industry. They do the things that the companies can't or won't or don't know how. And their job is to find good talent for their client companies. So what are three things that job seekers can do to make it easier for recruiters to work with them?
We see so many resumes, right? And we get, dozens of different resumes in for, different jobs. And believe it or not, there are many of them that don't include contact information. So that's one thing that you can definitely have your contact information on the resume so that we can contact you. Another one would be use LinkedIn and indicate in the LinkedIn career interests that you are open to opportunities, because that really, we can easily see that when we're using LinkedIn Recruiter. We can really, go in there and pinpoint the folks that are actually, in an active or even passive job search. And on your resume, make your qualifications clear and easy to read. No big blocks of text, use bullet points, and also connect with us, right? There's been plenty of times when we've been, trying to, I know this is, more than three, but leaving voicemails and phone tag or people, not being available when they said they would be available. So it seems simple, but just talk to us.
Yeah, because I know when I was doing direct recruiting, I was pounding the phone. I have so many calls that I have to make. I have to return calls. It's a very busy day. If you tell me you're going to be there, be there. Otherwise, it says about you as a job seeker that you don't keep your commitments, and I'm not sure I want to present you to my company. I mean, it's simple.
Absolutely. We set up a time to talk at like 1 p.m., be available at 1 p.m., right? I call you and you're not there. It's like, okay, well, you're going to go at the bottom on the list then.
Let's go back to your second point on LinkedIn. Repeat what you said, what they can do on LinkedIn to make it easy for you.
Oh, yes. Yeah, I wish everyone who's actually in a job search, right, who's either actively or passively looking, would just simply go into LinkedIn under the jobs section and in career interests, turn that on. Let recruiters know that you're open to opportunities, because we see that, right? We see that easily. And when we do see that, it's like, okay, great. We can reach out to this person. And even better yet, if their phone number is there, that makes it so much easier.
The reason I came back to that was there's some discussion that if I put that in there, that I'm open to opportunities, that I might be seen as unemployed and not valuable.
No, not at all. There's plenty of people who do that, who are employed. They're a passive candidate, right? There are plenty of people who have a job, they're gainfully employed, but maybe they're kind of testing the waters for whatever reason. Maybe there's changes going on at work at the company, or maybe their commute is too long, or maybe they just like to be, doing something else, or they'd like to look at that next level up in their career. It could be multiple different reasons, whatever the reason might be. It doesn't necessarily mean that they're not employed.
Have you ever encountered people who've done that, who've put I'm interested in opportunities and put their contact information and had their companies come back and penalize them?
No, not at all.
Okay.
And actually, I don't think that people would be able to see that. Actually, I don't think you can see that from the regular view of LinkedIn. I mean, as recruiters, we see that.
Yeah, you buy a certain package. The company's buying seats on LinkedIn, and they can see other things that general people can't see. So I hear a lot of times, Andrew, I'm working with a recruiter. They're not really working with a recruiter. They're in a recruiter's database. So why would they use a recruiter? Why would somebody want to use a recruiter?
Sure, that's a good question. So I think one of the best benefits of using a recruiter is really you're uncovering jobs that perhaps aren't even posted or they're confidential. It's part of the hidden job market, right? These are not the jobs that are on Indeed. These are not the jobs that are posted on Indeed or Career Builder or LinkedIn. These are jobs that are, for whatever reason, are not posted. And when you start working with a recruiter, talking to a recruiter, they say, hey, you're actually a really good fit for this role that we have in such and such, right? Or in this area at this, whatever the role is. And so, and you would not know that had you not had that conversation with that recruiter, right? And sort of talking about your background, talking about your qualifications, and talking about what you really want to be doing, what your ideal opportunity is. And it's through that conversation that comes up.
So if a recruiter is a retained or an exclusive search recruiter, that makes a lot of sense. But what if a recruiter does contingency recruiting? Then they're working with 5 or 6 people, pitting one recruiter against another for the same position. How do I word that? Sort me out there.
Yeah. It is what it is, right? I mean, if it happens to be, that situation, I mean, the recruiter wants to, they have an interest in presenting the strongest candidates that they can, right? Sure. And if you're working with that person, they have an interest just as, the candidate wants to be presented to that job successfully, right? To get to the interview and to get the job, right? So everybody has an interest in that, right? So, you all have a vested interest in that. So, from the job seeker's perspective, you want all the help you can, right? Sometimes it takes a village.
Let me follow on with another question sort of related to that, and it is, when you're interviewing a candidate, what is it that you're really probing for? What are you trying to find in that conversation that you can't see on paper?
Yeah, personality goes a long way, right? Are they going to be a culture fit? The client, right? You know what they're looking for, and you've been to their office probably. You've met, many of the stakeholders, right? You know what that culture is, and you know what they're looking for, right? Mm-hmm. And when you're speaking with the candidate, you can tell in that conversation, either at the phone or even if it's in person. If you bring them into your office and have a face-to-face meeting with them, or you can tell that, okay, yeah, he or she would really be a great fit for that environment. So that's one of the things that you can pick up on that isn't going to be on paper.
What should I not do when I'm working with a recruiter?
Don't lie.
That's what my daddy said.
Tell the truth.
Tell the truth.
Yeah. Don't go behind our back and go directly to the client either. That's not cool.
Yeah, actually, that's a great penalty mark against you as a candidate, and it doesn't work.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely, from both perspectives.
Yeah. Because the company most recruiters, just for the listening audience, most recruiters have an agreement with the company that says that once they start this exclusive or retained search, any candidates that come to the company belong to the recruiting company because they're not going to be bypassed. So it's just a waste of your time as a job seeker to try to bypass the recruiter. It also annoys the recruiter.
Annoying, yes.
So are there any other things that you can suggest to the listening audience on how to work better with recruiters?
Just, communicate, right? Communicate, stay in touch. And sometimes, and this is another point, sometimes the process just doesn't move as fast as people would like, right? From the job seeker's perspective, from the recruiter's perspective, the client is going to take their time, and they're going to take all the time that they want to take, right?
Yes.
So I know everybody involved would like it to move faster, but, we can't rush things, right? And so, stay in touch, check in from time to time, and, sometimes it takes a bit of patience.
Patience. That's what it requires in a job search. That is so true.
Yeah.
Folks, we've spent a wonderful time here together with Andrew Koh, executive recruiter with the Lucas Group and co-author of the book, Leveraging LinkedIn for Job Search Success 2018. And if you'd like to get a hold of Andrew, look on the biography page of the website, and he'll be glad to communicate with you. Andrew, thank you very much for joining today.
Thank you for visiting with us. We welcome your comments and suggestions and look forward to having you join us soon at Workplace Strategies.